Hey guys, what's up? Let's talk about one of my favorite things in the entire Motu Masterverse line, Battle Cat. And no, I'm not kidding. I have 3 of them. So I'm not even close to kidding. Battle Cat is one of the coolest things to have been introduced in the entire Masterverse line. Not an exaggeration, not joking, it is. Guys, every line of toys, at least since Star Wars that I can think back to, that is worth its salt, has vehicles. I mean, right? Think about the biggest lines that you could think about. Think about things like, well, G.I. Joe, vehicles. There's something about creating the play pattern with play sets and vehicles that make a line bigger than life. It makes it life. Literally, you could make a way of life out of collecting these things. It's crazy. But look, Motu, vehicles, right? Play sets, right? You know, even things like Exo Squad sits in my memory, at least, because it had vehicles and soldiers and things of that nature. And you could name thing after thing after thing, line after line after line. I mean, let's be honest here. Transformers was literally a line of vehicles that became people. Well, robots, you get the idea. And then, if we want to go further than that, they then, because of their nature and their size, had access to basically things like G.I. Joe. How many people took their G.I. Joes and had something like Transformers, like a car or a jet? I mean, really? That makes sense, right? These are lines that stand out. Vehicles, playsets, figures. When these 3 things come together, superpowers, I'm just naming lines at this point, and they're all lines that you could agree that even if you didn't care for them, they were big. They hit memory. Mask. These are lines that are huge because they tap into something otherworldly. Like, you can literally make a world from these things. And Masterverse, being my favorite part of the Motu line, because personally I feel it just does nothing but get better and better and better. I really truly believe that. But look, Masterverse only has, to my knowledge, 1 vehicle. It doesn't have a playset. It doesn't. There's an Origins Castle Grayskull that is not a Masterverse Castle Grayskull. It is a different thing. And boy, you could just go ahead and have my money if you tell me that they're releasing a Masterverse Castle Grayskull. Take it. Money's yours, damn it. It's yours. That would be a huge deal for me, personally, to tell me that there's something that's going to fit the Masterverse scale in a Castle Grayskull. You sign me up. Sign me up. But look, guys, the vehicle of the Masterverse line, and the only one, to my knowledge, is Battle Cat. He is the vehicle of the line, as well as a character, to be fair. And this Battle Cat right here did a tremendous job of being that. Let's go through our usual, right? Let's check out the box art first, and then I want to talk about the 2 versions of this figure, with and without armor. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I mean by versions. You didn't miss out. There's not another Battle Cat that I know about that you don't know about. It's not happening. 1 Battle Cat, but exclusively 2 figures in all reality. So here's the box, and the box is fantastic. Yeah, we've got the little thing right here that tells us about it and things of that nature. The art is unbelievably fantastic. He-Man on Battle Cat riding from Castle Grayskull. That is an absolute fantastic image. I have everybody in this wave, if I'm not mistaken, so we'll get to them as we go. I'm very behind when I talk about this stuff. But right here, these are the Battle Cats. This is Battle Cat with his armor. Right here. This is him in all of his glory, and it is glory. That is awesome. I love that black eye line right there that goes into the cat eye. I love the jaggedness of it. I love these tusk things right here that come out from him. I even like that right here you could see part of what's going to make him the other character, but it doesn't delude from what he's going to be. It actually opens its mouth and roars. That's really cool. And it has a ridiculous amount of movement and posability throughout the entirety of this figure. That is fantastic. He could take some really cool poses if you're willing to move him around and jet him all over the place. He has really good movement. In fact, his posture and movement is key to turning him into the second figure. With a simple posture change and revealing his face, we have a Cringer, and he is Cringer. Look at that. Look at the difference between these two standing right next to each other, and just by simple posing tricks and the fact that his face is so utterly different, what we can get out of that effect. That is Cringer. He's smaller, he tucks in, he's afraid, he's worried, his neck is kind of poked out where his head is going up, and he's ready to run at any moment. He's scared, he's worried, he's concerned, he's Cringer. He's the lovable cat that we've come to know, until we come over here and he's not running, he's not backing down, he's not afraid, he's Battle Cat. This one figure strikes two completely different dramatic stances with just one simple thing. Take the armor off, repose the figure, and it works. This is Cringer, this is Battle Cat, and I love them both and had to have them both. But I have three. Why? So there is a reason. There is a reason that I ended up with three of these. Let me tell you a little story. I was going to a place called Warp Drive Toys, and I actually have a video talking about Warp Drive Toys where I actually went to the toy shows, I went to them when they opened up, I checked out the store, and then I became decent friends with the actual owner. I still see him at conventions and whatnot when I go to other toy shows. Now, his shop shut down. It has a lot to do with the economy and jacking up prices and things like that, and it made more economic sense for him just to simply do toy shows and hold his online presence than it did to keep the shop open physically. That's the nature of things lately, right? But regardless, I came in and I was just starting to get into this line. I'd already bought He-Man, Masterverse. I'd bought Skeletor, Masterverse. And I'd bought a couple other things here and there. But every time I went in his shop, I saw this. And I kept thinking to myself, can it be that cool? I mean, it looks really cool, but I don't know. So, I did something else. I did not buy him right off. I wasn't convinced yet that Masterverse was exactly where I was making my home, because there were two lines that I was getting into at the same time. I was getting into Origins and I was getting into Masterverse, and I like them both almost equally, but if I have to choose that I was going to focus on a line and finish it out, Masterverse would be what I'd choose. Now, I bought Battle Cat, and I already did the entire video about the first time I ever opened him and how shocked I was and how cool I thought he was and everything and how well he moved, and I knew that he was an old toy and he still had that old feeling, but he was really solid. I really loved him. And alongside He-Man, and talking about how he was the vehicle of a line and how that's so cool that the mounts in this world are like this. They're dragons, they're giant wolves, they're huge cats. This kind of thing really fits Masters of the Universe. So then, after getting Battle Cat for the Origins line, I was pretty much convinced. So I went and I bought Battle Cat, brought him home, and I got the saddle and everything on him perfectly, exactly the way I wanted it. And then, of course, I had his armor and everything because it comes with the armor on, as you could see. So when he's in here, he's armored up, okay? Now, I bought him. I talked to the guy for a while, and we talked about how cool it would be if they release a Panther, and boy, that would be sweet. But so far I've heard absolutely no word about that whatsoever. He claimed that it looked likely, and he'd even kind of had a couple of ideas that it might be on its way, but he's still never seen it. Because there was no Panther, I'm in a weird predicament where I would have to either make one or have somebody make one for me, since I'm not great at customizing. I don't know which way I'm going to go. Maybe it'll be the first time I ever attempt something like that for myself. Maybe I'll pay somebody. In the long run, if they don't do it, I'm going to have to. But I bought the first one, I came home, I checked him out, and I took his helmet off. And I got to looking at his face. And I was like, it's actually Cringer. It's not like the other one. Now the other one is not actually Cringer. Battle Cat is just a big tiger. He's a big tiger. Come here, He-Man. The difference here is that when you take this off, that is not Cringer. You see him? No, it's not Cringer. That is just a big, mean battle cat, right? It's a cat. It's still really cool. But if you're getting what I'm talking about here, I couldn't make a Cringer without really going out of my way for Origins. But I could get a Cringer this way. And so I told myself maybe I'd buy another one. But he was like $40. And at the time, I still had a lot of other things to get, and still do. There's always a million things to get. So we pick and choose where we spend our money. And I told myself I'm not going to do that. Until one day, I came across another Battle Cat at a Walmart who was on clearance. They only wanted $16. And I was like, okay, well, you got me. At that point, they had me. I was reeled in. So I said, I'm going to get him, because at $16, that's cool. I'll have two. Then I'll have a Battle Cat and a Cringer, and that'll be really cool. So I got them. I brought them here. I put them in different spots of the room. I opened both of them. Thought they were really cool. And then I went to a toy show. And as you enter the toy show, as you buy your ticket, you get a little voucher thing, and they set you in for a drawing. And there's a bunch of toys back there, possibilities that you can get. There was a Ray Stance that you could have got. There was a couple G.I. Joes that you could have got. Just random different things. And some of the stuff was pretty cool. And there was a Battle Cat. And I said to myself, that'd be my luck. That'd be my luck that I'd win the Battle Cat that I don't need, because I already bought it twice. And you know what's funny about that? I won. I won the raffle and got a third Battle Cat. And so now I have 3. I haven't decided what to do with the third one, which is why it's not opened. And then, of course, because I did already open them, I never did an episode talking about the fact that I got them. So here's the episode. And now I've got a real decision to make. Do I open it and use it for one of the other characters? My idea so far is to put the 40th anniversary He-Man figure with this Battle Cat. And then, when I get my Prince Adam, which I can't wait for that Masterverse Prince Adam, when I get that Prince Adam, I'm going to put him with that Cringer. Makes sense, right? But then I have a third Battle Cat. Do I make an attempt to customize him, which I have never done? Keep that in mind. I've never done it. I don't have the skill set. I really do not. So even if a bunch of people were to get in the comments and be like, "Oh no, it's super simple, man, go for it," I'd be shocked if I could do it. I'd be shocked if I could pull it off. My confidence level for whether or not I actually have the skill set to do what would be necessary is low. But I've also considered just simply having a Battle Cat for Tila. I don't know. I don't know what to do with a third Battle Cat, but I have 3 of them. He's one of my favorite things in the entirety of the line, and I finally got a chance to come in here and mention it and tell a little story for what it's worth, a little collector's story. Battle Cat, Masterverse, added to the shelf 3 times. I can't complain about 3 Battle Cats, though. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm simply telling a story and enjoying fandom. 3 Battle Cats, and 2 Battle Cats and a Cringer. 2 Battle Cats and a Cringer. Later on, guys.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.